Namaste. I'm Lori Templeman from Lincoln City Parks and Recreation. Welcome to the next installment of our at-home series. Today's movement experience is chair yoga. This gentle practice is a great option if getting up and down from the floor is a challenge. Remember to move at a comfortable pace, listen to your body, and always stay within a safe range of motion for the moment. Let's get started. We begin sitting comfortably in our chair, feet flat on the floor, hands can be in our lap, starting to think about our posture. Our spine lengthens, growing toward the ceiling, crown of our head as if it's pressing the ceiling up a little bit. Let's relax our shoulders back and down. And we'll begin our yoga breathing. You may wish to close your eyes if that helps you focus. And we can place one hand on our belly, one hand on our chest. And let's just begin a slow, gentle breath in through our nose and out through our nose. Just thinking about expanding into our belly, our chest rising, filling up the back of our throat, and then a long, easy empty. Slowing our breath down each time, encouraging relaxation, melting tension from our body. Our hands can stay on our belly and chest to feel the movement there, or we can rest our hands in our lap. With these next few breaths, just noticing how we're feeling today. What's going on inside our body? Any areas that we're healing or taking care of, we'll be sure to make any necessary adjustments. Spending a moment with any thoughts passing through our mind, things we need to do, our relationships, any concerns we're having. This is an opportunity to recognize what's there, and let's give ourselves a mental break for this short time. Anything that's passing through, let's gather it up, and we'll place it aside until our practice is complete. And as our yoga breath continues, setting an intention for this practice. It can change each time we watch the video. We can set a word or phrase that has meaning. Maybe it's relaxation, clarity, a good stretch. We can think about someone else, send out a dedication, or maybe just the reason why we're doing this practice today. And with that, as our breath continues, let's begin lifting and reaching up toward the sky and exhaling down. Our hands can flow through the middle or out to the side. Let's deepen our breath a little bit more. Inhale, exhale down. With our hands coming to our lap, letting our upper body circle around. Just finding a natural pace, a comfortable speed. Maybe one breath per circle. And then a few in the other direction. As we arrive back in the middle, sinking our shoulders down, lifting an ear away from our shoulders, stretching the side of our neck, back through center, and then toward the other side. Just moving to our comfortable end range. And with our head in center, moving into a seated version of cat and cow, we may wish to walk our hips toward the front of the chair just to give us a little space behind. With our hands in our laps, rounding our back into a C, curving in and tucking our chin in. And then our tailbone reaches back. Let's lift up our chest and lift our chin. We started our tailbone, moving like a wave to round in, and then inhaling, lifting up and opening. Last time. With our spine back in neutral, let's work on some lateral flexion. One hand can be on our thigh, or we can place it on the side of our chair for support. Our other arm reaching up, lifting through our rib cage, adding a slight lift and a bend over. And then we'll switch to the other side. Other hand to the chair or our thigh, up and over. Continuing to flow fluidly from side to side. The next time we change sides, let's hold our stretch. Little weight in our bottom hand, energizing from our hip on the chair up to our fingertips, reaching toward the ceiling. And once more, changing sides. Chance to lengthen before adding the lift and the bend. Back to center. Now we'll move through a seated twist. We'll reach our hands up again, turning to one side with one hand coming to the outside of our thigh. The other can hug the back of our chair. As we stay tall, we'll push into our hands and rotate. And then back to the middle, turning to the other side, placing our hands, rising tall, and then turning slowly. We can glance over our shoulder like we're backing out a car. A little push through our hands gives us a little bit of extra traction. But we find the comfortable edge, the place where we feel the stretch without forcing it. And once more. Meeting in the center. Next, our hands can come together into our Namaste hands. We can sit a little further back in our chair. Our elbows come out to the side, and we should be feeling a good stretch there through our wrist flexors and through our hands. From center, let's move our hands over to the right, slightly off center, and our head will turn and look to the left. And then moving through the middle, our head comes center. Hands to our left, turning, looking right. You can pause there for a breath or two and then change sides back and forth. Pressing our hands together with a little bit of resistance if we'd like to intensify the stretch. Back to center, can wiggle our fingers, circle our wrists. And let's open up our chest and shoulders. We'll start off with our hands together at a 90-degree angle in front. Our hands will open to the side, little shoulder squeeze. Our arms are like a letter W, and then coming back together. Opening up, lifting up through our heart while our shoulder blades drop down, and then back in. This is a great exercise we can do at our desk if we're in front of our computer for a long time. Just want to take a break from sitting. We're rounding forward a lot. This is a great chest expansion. Then for part two, our hands can either come down to our side like a letter A, our shoulders rotating open, lifting up through our rib cage and pulling our hands back. We'll feel a little shoulder squeeze behind, and we can point our wrists or our fingers slightly behind, and we should feel a stretch across our chest, down our arms, all the way down to our wrists. And this is the next chest expansion option, or we can do a more grounded version with two fists anchoring to the chair behind us. And as we push down into the chair, lifting up through the center of our heart, letting it blossom open toward the ceiling. Our chin tips back slightly, as long as our neck feels okay. Now let's expand our lungs and welcome our breath in to either version where we've chosen. One more full expanding breath in. And a careful release. Our fingers can wiggle, rest in our lap, and let's roll our shoulders up, back, and down. Maybe they wish to roll together. They can alternate, or we can move at random, moving our neck as well, working out any kinks we have. Our shoulders rolling up, back, and down. We've worked on our upper body, and our next segment will focus on our lower body. Our next segment will begin focusing on our hips and our spinal mobility. We'll get a little further forward in the chair, feet flat on the floor, starting off with our hands reaching overhead, lengthening, and like a forward bow with a lifted chest, hinging forward, and then our hands will sweep behind us, fingertips pointing toward the wall behind us, and then inhaling, hinging back up. Big inhale, and then exhale, sweeping forward, reaching back. We want to avoid rounding our spine here, keeping a lifted chest, a long neutral spine throughout. Lifting and moving our arms through the range of motion available in our shoulders. And once more. As we come back to center, let's give our hips and our quadriceps a gentle stretch. Turning to one side, we'll have one half of our seat on the chair, the other half hovers off. Can hold on to the chair for a little support and drop our front knee down toward the earth with our kneecap facing the floor. So we have a nice alignment from our ears down to our knee. Can hold on to the chair. And then imagining we're tucking our tailbone under or tucking our tail between our legs. As we make this pelvic tilt, this opens up our hip flexors and we should feel the stretch down the front of our thigh. Holding the pelvic tilt and breathing. With our knee coming up, let's do a half turn to the other side. Let's Let's drop our knee down, holding on for support, pelvic tilt, and hold. Often if someone says they aren't feeling the stretch, it's because they're flexing at the hip and bringing their knee forward and we aren't getting the length there. So if you're not feeling it, just dropping our knee down a little bit more, a little more extension here. Do the tilt and it should appear. Bringing our knee up, turning back to center. Next is another gentle twist. We'll start with our hands together, like we did before, our Namaste hands. And we often do this in chair pose. We're already seated in a chair, so let's add the twist. Option number one, turning to one side, the outside of our thigh will meet to our elbow, and as we push into our elbow, rotating around, and we can look straight forward or maybe up. Option two, we can come into the same position, elbow toward our thigh, and let our arms open up. We can look up at our top hand, we can look toward our bottom hand, or look straight ahead. Returning to center, realigning, and we have the same two variations on this side. We can rotate, hand to our thigh, a little bit of a push down and leverage. We'll spiral our rib cage around, or hands together, elbow to thigh. Still breathing here, slow and steady. And a careful release back to center. Let's work on our hips, knees, and ankles. Start off by hugging our knee in toward our chest, a little gentle hug, and then a release. Then the other side. We can hug the back of our thigh, or we can hug our shin if that's okay on our knee. Exhaling into the hug, and inhale to release. Still rising tall, holding our posture. The next time we hug a knee in, hold our leg up as we point and flex. If we can go hands free, that works as well. Focusing on our ankle. Then the other side, knee comes up, point and flex. Then our last stretch is our hamstring stretch. Placing one heel out in front, we may want to be at the front of our seat here. Our hands come to our opposite thigh, and with a lifted chest, hinging forward, reaching through our rib cage till we find the right amount of stretch in the back of our thigh. And if we pull our toes closer to our shin, we're going to feel this more in our calf as well. We want to avoid rounding over or reaching down. Just plant our hands on our thigh, lengthen our torso, and hold our alignment. Rising up, setting up our other side. Let's place our heel out in front, hands on our thigh, lifting tall and hinging forward. Maybe angling our toes in toward our shin for a deeper stretch. Releasing back in, a full breath in, and exhale down. And let's get comfortable in preparation for our Savasana or relaxation. Sitting up in a comfortable position, we may wish to move toward the back of our chair if desired. Our posture still matters. Stay lengthened and nice and open throughout our body. Our hands are in our lap, and closing your eyes may be comfortable as well. And let's come back to our breath. That same expanding breath, expanding into our belly, chest, and throat. As we exhale, feeling a wave of relaxation sweeping over us. With every exhale, becoming more and more relaxed. Allowing physical tension to drain from our muscles. The warmth of our practice circulating throughout our body. And we now have a few moments to breathe, rejuvenate, and heal. Slowly coming back to our breath. Breathing in the benefits, the warmth we've experienced through our practice today. Breathing out the excess we no longer need. Allowing our chin to drop toward our chest. Opening our eyes to gaze toward our feet. And with an inhale, our hands lifting up, the deep breath in. Exhaling, our hands showering out to our side. Lifting up again. This time our palms joining at the top, moving down through center, resting in our heart to seal in today's practice. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and you can leave a comment or suggestions below. And be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We've got more great videos coming your way. Namaste.